guys, this week on the YARebels we're doing Q&A all week long.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
My name is Christina Farley and I'll be answering all the questions that you put in the comment section. We're going to start with Vanilla Hearts, and you were saying you loved Jane Austen retellings, and I do too. They're so great, aren't they? And you need to read Austenland, definitely. I think it would be fun if we could go out to the movies together and see the movie Austenland. I don't know when it's coming out, but I think it's supposed to come out this year. It's going to be so awesome. And then Mr. Inkblood wanted to know if there's any books that I don't like. And yeah, I thought that was kind of a funny question. There actually is a lot of books I don't like. And as my critique partners, I'm actually really picky. I'm a very picky reader. But I have a policy that I don't like to bash authors or bash books. So I don't go online and say, this book is a 1 or this book is 0. And I don't say that kind of stuff. If I'm going to say something about a book or an author, it's going to be something positive. So a couple of you want to know about the name of the books that my grandmother gave me. And I don't know why I didn't tell you. It was really weird. I'm like, okay. So these are the Elsie's Dinsmore books. And this one is Elsie's Children. They're all by Martha Finley, and this one is Elsie's Girlhood, and this is just Elsie Dinsmore. But they're not doing. This one's really faded. I don't know. I hope that makes it. I probably shouldn't even be touching these. It's probably like one of those things you put on the shelf, and like the oil from my hands probably ruins it. So there's the titles. Then Sarah wanted to know what my favorite place was that I've ever visited. Now Sarah knows that I have lived overseas for 10 years. It's been a long time. We lived in Asia, my husband and I, and then later on the kids came. And we lived in Indonesia for 2 years, and we lived in Korea for 8. It was a long time, and while we were over there, we did a lot of traveling. And it's really hard to decide. As you can see, I have a hard time with making decisions. Try this brain with plotting. Anyway, so I think I would have to vote for New Zealand and Austria. I love New Zealand because I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, and when you're in New Zealand, it feels like you're in Middle Earth, and you could look around and say, oh, is that where a hobbit lived? That's what I would think. And I love Austria because it's so amazing with the food and the shopping and the little towns and the town square. You have to eat in the town square and listen to the musicians play because and the mountains, because here we're in Florida and we live on sea level or maybe below sea level, and there you can climb mountains into the Alps. They're like 7,000 feet above sea level, so it's really great. And we were at the top of the mountain, and the views were just unbelievable in Innsbruck, and I felt like I was in the Sound of Music, and I just wanted to run across the fields and sing Sound of Music songs. But I didn't, because that is kind of weird, and people will probably look at me funny and realize that I was weird, which wouldn't be good, so I didn't do that. So my last question was from Morality 10, and she wanted to know what my YA book was about, a small pitch about it. And that's about a girl named Jay. She's 16 years old, and she is Korean American, and she moves to Korea, Seoul, Korea, with her dad, and is uprooted from her home in California. And it's about her dealing with, at first, just transitioning and culture shock of living in Korea. So that's how it starts, but that's not actually her biggest problem. Her biggest problem is that her family is cursed. So I'm really excited about this book. Of course, I have more to tell you about, and I hoped it would be today, but my agent says I still can't say anything, but I have some big news that maybe next week I can share with you guys, which would be awesome. And it'd be pretty cool. Anyway, so that's all we have for Q&A today on Wednesday, and so stay tuned for Sarah tomorrow on Thursday.
Your eyes see right through me. I'm dependent,